Now joining us on the Tee It Up, we have sharpshooter out of Washington, a guy that some people say has some of the best hair in the NBA as well. Corey Kispert. Corey, how you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. I'm happy to be here. It's a pleasure.
I appreciate you taking time to chop it up with me, especially after last night. I don't know if you know, I'm a big Knicks fan, so
Okay.
I apologize for my team having to do that, even though you did light us up a bit there, which had me a little nervous.
I tend to play well in the Garden, man. It's water under the bridge. It's all good.
You and Landry Shamet, y'all had a little moment there. What was that about? Did he sell that a bit?
Yeah. He hit the floor and he winked at me. I don't know what that was all about.
Also, he did wink. Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, I love Landry like a brother, but he didn't have to do me like that. That was tough. It was tough. I guess all is fair during the game, but the wink kind of stuck a dagger in my heart. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I feel you. I want to kick things off with your basketball origin.
Sure.
I got familiar with the name Corey Kispert by the time you were at Gonzaga. I like to pride myself on being on things early. So because of that, I feel like your background and some of those things have kind of gone under the radar. We don't know too much about Corey Kispert.
Mhm.
So who put basketball in your hands? And how did you get into the game of basketball?
Yeah, it's a good question. Who put a basketball in my hands? It was my dad. Pops played Division II basketball in Seattle, and kind of worked at his alma mater. I would go to the games at the school he worked at, and fell in love with the game early. But as the seasons changed, my love for different sports changed. So like in the fall, I was a football guy through and through. And in the winter, I was basketball. In the spring, I was baseball. And then like I would just kind of pick up different sports as the seasons went along, and I could kind of do it all. But I didn't really like narrow in and focus on basketball until probably halfway through high school. I think I'm a lot different than a lot of guys that are coming out now who have only played basketball their whole life, and then you give them a football or a baseball and you ask them to throw it, and it looks really nasty.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a jack of all trades when it comes to that, but obviously was getting attention and college attention, I should say, out of high school, and it was time to focus. So junior year of high school, I stripped it all back, played basketball only. And then ended up going across the state to Spokane to play for marquee.
What was the progression like for you as a basketball player during those high school years where you finally decided to commit? Was there like a growth spurt? Was your game, was there a particular summer where you honed in on basketball? Or was it just like a gradual thing that looked like?
No, it was honestly like, I mean, I remember having a conversation with my dad. I started to get interest from my first college offer as a freshman from the University of Washington. So like that kind of took us all by surprise. I was like, really? Like I'm good enough for that, to be honest. And then as more college interest started coming in and I was playing, AAU and summer circuit stuff, it got to a point where I played quarterback on the football field. And after my sophomore year, my dad pulled me aside and he was like, look, like you're getting the most attention for basketball here. Like, do you really want to be dropping back in the pocket and having 250, 300-pound dudes diving at your knees? Like, this is a serious conversation we need to have. And like, he wasn't forceful. He didn't push me a certain way. But like when I committed myself to playing basketball and wanting to do that in college as a way to like get into college, it was kind of a decision that we had to make. Like, this is what we're doing now. And blessed to have parents that didn't force their dreams and visions onto me. I could kind of develop it on my own. And that's where, I have always had a love for the game of basketball because I've done so many other things that I had the freedom to choose basketball when it came down to it. And I'm really lucky for that because that like love still lives and still burns, that's what, like 10 years, 12 years from now?
Exactly.
So yeah, lucky.
So you played quarterback, sharpshooter in basketball. I'm guessing you could always shoot the basketball. Now in baseball, if I'm aligning things, I'm just trying to because you sounded like the perfect athlete. Were you a center fielder or a shortstop or pitcher?
Center field.
All three?
Yeah,
center
field. Good call. Yeah, center field. I had range in the outfield, really big arm. And then once kids started, baseball ended a little bit earlier than football did. Once kids started growing armpit hair and throwing curveballs, I was done.
I was the same way. I played center field when I played growing up. I had a cannon. I could not hit the ball for shit. Like
Really?
I could not hit it at all. I don't know why, but yeah, my hand-eye coordination just never could put things together. So you're taking off in basketball. This is where I started to discover some things when I dove in. Back-to-back state championships and the MVP of the state championship tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And you were surprised that you got an offer from Washington. That's what I'm saying. Well, like the progression.
Yeah, I mean, like that. I mean, I won the two state titles my sophomore and junior year. So I guess like moving out of like middle school and into high school and getting a college offer, I was like, what's happening? What in the world is this? Like, how do I deal with that as a 14-year-old?
Yeah.
But as like, sophomore, junior year, especially junior year, like that's when I dove in and like really took it serious. And got a lot better. But yeah, I mean, like after that first one from Washington, then a few more others came in. We started getting regional down to California, Arizona. And then, as a junior and senior year came along, I was getting offers from across the country. So it was a slow progression to get to that point. But yeah, definitely out of the gate, like it took me by surprise getting an offer from a school that big and in a conference that big at 14. It was a lot.
What was the overall recruitment process like, and how did you decide to go with the Zags? This is always my most interested information to learn, by the way. I'm obsessed with hearing this part.
Yeah, of course. I mean, obviously went to college before they were allowed to pay you to go to college.
Right.
So like they kind of had to be more creative, right?
Yeah.
With like how they recruited you and the things that you find interesting and wanting to like make you want to go to school. I took two officials to Virginia and to Notre Dame before I took my official at Gonzaga. And those were great. I had an awesome time. But like from the moment I like landed in Spokane, it felt different. It felt different because of the guys. Like I was a recruit and they immediately welcomed me with open arms. There wasn't like you can kind of tell that sometimes players are not excited to host recruits, taking time out of their day and their weekends or whatever. I felt welcome from the jump. I was close enough to home where parents and family could watch me play, but I wasn't going home for dinner every weekend. That mix was good. And then I wasn't compromising anything basketball wise, like a top 10 team in the country every year, makes the tournament every year. That was exciting to me. And then Coach Few told me the truth. He didn't like blow smoke up my ass. He didn't lie to me to make me feel good. He told me exactly what his plan was for me and that it might take 2, 3, 4 years to round that into form. But he ultimately like told me how much he believed in me and how much he believed that I could succeed there eventually. And to get that honest feedback from him, both positive and negative, showed me that like this is going to be a coach who tells me the truth no matter what. And that's something that I needed to hear at that point. It felt real, it felt honest, and it felt something that I could, invest in long term.
How long did it take you into your college career to figure out that you were an NBA player, or did you already know that going into Gonzaga?
No, it took me 2 years. I played 2 college careers. I was a bum for 2 years, and then I was really good for 2 years. That's it. And it took me a really long time to figure out. And that promise that Coach Few made, like, didn't always like stick with. Like, I didn't always see it. I didn't always see it working. But every now and again, he pulled me aside. And he's like, I still believe in you. I'm hard on you because I believe in you so much and you can be so much better. But yeah, I had a really rough first 2 years. And then my third year, everything just like clicked. And you see, all the pros that have come through Gonzaga. Once you kind of get Coach Few's trust and he gives you the keys to his system, you can flourish and you can become a really, really good college player and an awesome pro. So everything clicked after 2 years and I was able to like make crazy jumps to get to the point where I could be a first round pick.
So yeah, you go to Gonzaga all 4 years. Y'all win 30 or more games, and it feels like every single year y'all got closer and closer to that championship. And then 15th overall pick in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Talk to me about that. Here it is. You won 2 back-to-back state championships, MVP of the state championship tournament. You go to a program that is prestigious in their conference and is going to make the tournament. You are winning with ease. And then you go to a Washington Wizards organization that has transitioned into more of a rebuild look, and it's not the same level of success. What is that transition like into the NBA? Because I hear a lot of guys talk about being so accustomed to like winning all the time and the like whirlwind of being thrown into a situation where, you know, it's the exact opposite.
Yeah, that was something that I was told to prepare for right away. I lost as many games in my college career as the second, like the Bulls, like the 96 Bulls, like they lost in a year. So like the best team, one of the best teams ever lost as many games in a year as I did in 4 years. And
Yeah.
like, so like you're going to lose, and that's going to happen when you play so many games. And I was told to prepare for that, but it didn't really hit me until it actually started happening. I had a harder time like moving on from losses, because when you lost in college, felt like the sky was falling and we got to like batten down the hatches and fix it now. And in the NBA, you just got to move on to the next one. That ability to wash whatever you did in the game before and move on to the next one was something that I wasn't able to learn for a long time until I got that experience. It was really hard. And then playing for, I mean, that those teams, my first couple of years, were not quite the rebuilding Wizards that you see today.
Yeah.
They were trying to make the playoffs and trying to make it work and make a push. And, you know, Spencer Dinwiddie, Brad Beal, Kristaps Porzingis, Kuz, like those kind of players we were trying to build a playoff roster. So we were trying to push and trying to go, and it wasn't working. And then we had to strip it all away. And now you see the rebuilding process that we're in the middle of. So definitely a reality check for me, and definitely a gut check for me too over the last, you know, 3 or 4 and, you know, 7 game career that I've been a part of so far.